So I was talking to a business owner the other day who works with his father, and he shared a O2 common challenge that I hear from a lot of people that are working in family or multi-generational businesses. My dad won't let things go. My dad has to have his hand in everything. My dad has to, you hear the story again. I've lived it myself, working in generational businesses, and it's all too common. So many business owners that I speak to, either themselves or their fathers, have too much control over something. And why is it they do that? Why on earth do they build a business, for their children to work in, to build teams and to build a generational business, build legacy? Why do they do that and then still want to have control of everything in the business? They still won't let go of the work. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this, but the main reason is that's where they get their identity from. Because they started the business. That's how they started it. That's how they launched it out. They launched it out because they were a hard worker and they did all the work and they did everything themselves. So they're used to like doing everything themselves. But there's a trap that they fall into. Apart from the identity, the reason why they do that is because of quality. Quality. Well, have you ever heard an owner or a business owner say, no one can do it like I can? No one can do this work like I do. No one will produce the quality that I do. No one can do it as fast as I can. No one can do like, let me tell you, that is so wrong. That is such a bad ego that you genuinely believe that you're the only person in the world that can do what you do? No. Yes, you might be unique in the way that you do some parts of it, or you might have a unique approach, kind of, but you're not the only person. And here's the thing. If you are the only person that can do it to that level of quality, why would you want to grow your business and let anyone else do it then? Why would you employ anyone else? That's fine. You can have your little small widget business doing 10 units a month because that's all you can build. You can do that. That's fine. But if you actually want to build scale, if you actually want to build something that builds a legacy that your generations and generations beyond them are going to be able to build upon the platform that you're building here, then you need to accept that you're not the only person that can build it to the level of quality that you have. Let me give you an example. Okay, I had this one client that was a carpenter building cabinetry, and the owner wouldn't let any job get past a certain point without him having his hands on it. He said, I have to finish it off at this point because I'm the only one that can do the finishing this particular way. I'm the only one that has this quality of your work. And it was so frustrating that he was still caught in the business. Now, here's the challenge. This brings us to the second point. The invisible message you're sending to the team. Because every time he would step in, redo something, change something, go and finish things off, not allow something to go out without him finishing it off, it sends that invisible message to the team. He doesn't trust me. I don't matter. And so his team, actually, their quality was dropping. Why? Because he didn't trust them. So they're like, whatever, we don't care. We're just going to do it because he's going to redo it anyway, and we'll just do it half because no point us putting in an effort because he's just going to come in and change it. The invisible message he was sending them is like, I don't trust you. You're not good enough. You could do that work, but not the quality stuff. So they just didn't. And that's the invisible message he sent to his team. And the other challenge we found in this business is every single piece of cabinetry that was being built didn't leave until he checked it. And so you could imagine, no matter how many jobs we had, no matter how much we grew the business, he was still the bottleneck. He was still the turning point or the limiting factor of the business. And so because he was limiting everything slowed down. Jobs got backlogged. We weren't able to scale any further because we couldn't produce anymore because he was the one that had to have his hands on absolutely everything. Leadership evolution is not about personal development. It's about structural decentralization. If any execution still runs through you, you're not evolving as a leader. And then he had a son. He was working with his son in the business, and his son kind of was young, ready to take over. The son had incredible ideas, had incredible work ethic, was awesome at what he did, and was ready to take the business to the next level. But his father just wasn't ready to let go. And it was really difficult to see that success. You could see his son, it was just, the life was dying in his eyes. You could see it. Life was leaving his body. It was like every day, I'm not trusted to do anything. Every day I try to do something and then it's just redone by my dad. And none of the workers, it's just, You could see the challenge that the successor, his son, was actually facing in having someone that was literally in every step of the process and wouldn't release the work. And the fifth point that I want to talk about is the actual cost. What's the actual cost to you as the owner still doing the work? Well, for this guy, we were building his business, but we weren't able to take on new clients. We were limiting all the clients that we could take on because he had to have his hand and finish off everything and do this last little bit on this. Like it was all limited by him. So even though we had more clients, we couldn't do more work because he was limiting this business. If work still runs through you, your team isn't growing. And if your team isn't growing, neither are you. The great thing was we put some things in place, changed some systems and processes, changed accountabilities, things like that. We did a lot of work in the business. And then one day we sent him on a holiday. Yep, we sent him packing on a caravan trip for 2 weeks. We forced him out. He reluctantly left, but I said, look, at worst, you come back and you've got 2 weeks worth of work to catch up on, and that's it. He's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And he went away fully expecting that when he came back, he was going to have to do 2 weeks worth of work and finish off all the things that the business would kind of stop and just run to a halt. But what he found, because he left and left the team to trust them to do the work, they actually produced way more work during that time. They got ahead in work and put the jobs ahead of schedule, as well as the quality of work actually increased. Why? Because they were taking pride in their work. They were now being trusted to do their job. And also, each one, it was a scalable thing because now every person is focusing on quality, not just one person trying to manage everything and put the quality in the time that they have. And so let me encourage you, by the story of this carpenter, that he was still in control of the work in the business, and that was the biggest thing that was limiting his business. Biggest challenge I hear from business owners that are children or family business, generational businesses, that they are the founder, the father, the parent of the business just won't let go of a particular part of the work. Let it go. Your identity is not the work that you do. Your identity is the legacy that you build.